Hello everyone, I am out here with Scooby. I hope this wind or breeze is not rattling the microphone, because I thought what I would do is, while I'm waiting for him to do his thing, tell a bit of a story about a pigeon that I used to know. Being as I have had, different conversations about pigeons, there was one in particular at our last place who used to come around and we had put up bird feeders. Let me start there. We had put up bird feeders to feed the smaller birds and attract little birds to our garden and things like that. And the pigeons used to come and really, they would knock the seeds around so they'd fly everywhere. Oh, it's windy. The breeze is lovely, but I can just imagine it's making a ton of noise in this microphone. So the pigeon used to come around and disturb, well, several pigeons. It was this family of pigeons, or a gang of pigeons, or a cult of pigeons. Whatever it was, they used to flock there, and they would squabble and they would fight over food and keep all the other little birds away that we would want to see. And it was, not really the way we wanted that to go. And so I really started developing, or a deepening sense of dislike for pigeons at that point. And this one pigeon used to come around and it would chase all the other pigeons away. Now, it didn't start necessarily chasing all the other pigeons away. It kind of was the only one that I thought was interesting looking. It was we called it UFP because we got tired of referring to it as ugly face pigeon. It had all these weird blotches all over its face, and so we would just go, the ugly face pigeon when we were referring to it, so we would know which pigeon we were talking about. And as we started to like the pigeon, it seemed a little bit more and more disrespectful to the poor little pigeon. Well, he was guard pigeon, but he or she, I really don't know. I never really thought about it. I've just always referred to it as he in my head for no good reason whatsoever. I'm not good at discerning the sex of a pigeon. Certain behaviors at certain times make me believe certain things are true that may or may not be true. It could be a dominant female for all I know. But I digress again. No matter what I try to do, I'm always digressing. But this pigeon would come around and I would tend to reward it. And so I would give it special food, special treats and things when it would come and chase the other pigeons away. But I would never give it a treat if the other pigeons were there. So it learned really quickly, definitely chase the other pigeons away at all times, just keep them away. And he used to go and he would sit and watch. And as soon as the pigeon would come in, he would swoop in and chase that pigeon away. And he became sort of our guard pigeon over protecting the food for the other birds. And it worked pretty well. And for about a year and a half, that was his role at our last apartment. So, well, it was apartment in a house. And the memories that I don't really think of most of the time. And then the sadness. because there came a time where, he just didn't come around at all. And, at first you start thinking, like maybe just found something else to eat. Maybe he's got family to tend to. Maybe it's just a certain time. Maybe they hibernate a bit, or like, I don't really know. I did not know the lifestyles of the rich and the pigeon, or the pigeon and the famous. I don't know. But the belief is more likely than not that just, did not survive something. Because that pigeon was there day in and day out like clockwork for the most part. Even when it had a family, I would see it bring its offspring. The offspring would stay where the pigeon would be. The pigeon would come down, chase the other pigeons away. The offspring were not allowed down there. We would feed them. It would take things off. They'd all fly off together, and they'd share whatever it is that we gave to them. It was really interesting, dynamic, But that was the one and only pigeon. Now I have a deeper respect, as my other videos have, indicated, for different reasons. But I did want to share that one special pigeon story, because it was really unique. And it's not like we specifically tried to train the pigeon to do that, but it evolved between what we were doing with that one pigeon and what the one pigeon was sort of doing for us that it probably didn't realize. But it developed this, we developed this mutual training system where it trained us to give food for doing the job that we wanted it to do. Excuse me. So yeah, that's the UFP story. I miss that bird.